estimated that 89% of people in the United States have some type of photo ID. That leaves 3.2 million people that don't have one, and then 4 can't vote. Photo IDs are being required more and more in states for the purpose of voting and for the purpose of getting rid of fraud. Many people can't get a photo ID though because they don't have a birth certificate or some other type of identity showing that they were born in the United States. Voting is a right and they shouldn't be taken away from people. Fraud is what they are trying to stop, which it would stop, but only that type of fraud. There are many other types of fraud. From theweek.com, there are 46,000 people that are registered to vote in New York and in Florida, and at least 1,000 of those did vote in both states. Having that type of fraud prevention wouldn't stop that, as many of those people would have some type of current ID. Free IDs are required in most states, but many of the states you first need a birth certificate or some type of passport or other type, which then makes it not free anymore. Older people are constantly not allowed to vote because they don't have a photo ID, and many can't drive anymore, so they don't have a driver's license, which is the most common form of ID. One way that they could fix this is by leaving it the way it is, which is bringing in a document with your name and address on it, and then they know that you're from that state. The next is waiting on the law so that more people have time to get an ID or find a way to get a birth certificate so they can go and get it. The last is to make the laws the same throughout the states instead of every state having a different law, and also giving the people that live there time to go out and find birth certificates so they can get their ID and then they can vote after that. In conclusion, they shouldn't be having this photo ID law. There are millions of people that this affects and aren't allowed to vote anymore, just to get rid of a small amount of fraud that isn't